hear that? I think my chair is dying a slow death. I've only been sewing in this chair for, I don't know, Jesus, at least 12 or 13 years. Maybe for Christmas I can ask Santa for a new chair. Oh, but that brings me to my point. If you guys are thinking about Christmas, I've got something in this box that you're gonna really like. So let's get started. Feel like a brand new woman. I'm so excited. I got a ton of art quilting done in the last week, and it's just wonderful to finally see some of it coming together. So anyways, as everybody knows, I'm definitely a fabric addict, and when I say addict, I'm serious. Like, when I walk into a fabric store, there is a large part of me that has to really hold back and show restraint, and it's really tough for me to walk out of there without spending several $100s. The other thing I'm absolutely addicted to is thread, but not just any thread. Isacord thread. This is not a paid promotion. I do not get free anything from them, though I would love to. But I first was introduced to Isacord thread when I worked at Quilt and Sew here years ago, and I worked with all these women that had like the $10,000 Bernina embroidery machines, and they would do all these cool classes, and you know, these are the kind of machines that everything's digitized, so you basically thread it, pick your colors, and then push a button and the machine does a lot of it for you. It's cool, but it's not my style. You know, I'm very hands-on. If I'm going to embroider something, I'm doing it, you know. So anyways, Isacord thread is an embroidery thread, and it was one of the only threads we carried at Quilt and Sew, and we had this huge color wall, and it was the most incredible palette ever. It's probably one of my favorite things working there, was to be able to go in and look at all these different colors of threads, you know, and give you so many different ideas. So I was hooked from there. I started using it in all my piecing. When I make aprons and things, and the doggy bandanas, all the little detailed stitches that I do, I use Isacord because it has this great shine to it. It's really sturdy and strong, and it just creates this beautiful pop of color that I love, and they have 10 million colors to choose from. You know, so when I'm working in an art quilt with something like skin tone, it's really, really important that I find like just the right color. I don't want it to be too white or too yellow or too orangey, you know. And a couple years back I found this pale, almost like a rosy gold type-ish color from Isacord, and from here on out that has been my go-to skin tone for every lighter skin toned color quilt that I've ever done, and it's just perfect. I buy it in bulk. So what happened was, between colors like black and the skin tone and some golds that I was using a lot of, it was getting really expensive for me with the Isacord. So a typical spool of Isacord, which let me show you. Anyways, this pink right here, which you would look at this, you wouldn't necessarily think, you know, this is skin tone, but it really, it's definitely on the money. The color of this one is 1760. So a typical spool like this, which obviously this one's wound down, it would have more on it, which is, how much is this? 1,000 meters is $6.20 is what we used to charge at Quilt and Sew, which is a fair price. It's a good product, but you can go to United Thread on Amazon, which I have links for all that down below. I am an Amazon affiliate, but I don't have any affiliation with United Thread. I'm just obsessed with what they sell, which is Isacord in huge 5,000 meter rolls. So 1,000 meters, 5,000 meters, $11. And what did I pay for this? Let me see. I think I paid $11.19. Okay, so less than half the price for 5 times as much. The tricky thing with this is it is a large spool. I can run it just fine on my Janome off the regular peg. You know, just be, you know, that's the only thing you need to be cautious of, is it's a big spool, so it's going to be a little bit different the way it runs on your machine. So give it a test run. But anyways, I mean, when you're talking about the value for the dollar, it's a no-brainer. You know, I definitely always prefer to buy from a local quilt shop. We just don't have any here that sell it. I did go into one of my local quilt shops a couple years ago, the one that burned down, and they had this really beautiful embroidery thread. I mean, so shiny and pretty. I loved it. I bought a bunch of it thinking, okay, like, I'll try this in place of Isacord since nobody around here sells it anymore. And while the thread was gorgeous, it it was like it was so slippery and shiny that it wouldn't knot in my machine. So I made this incredible quilt, this one here. This one, it was a Christmas gift. It got sent to Canada. It ended up being a total shit show because I had done all these, you know, stitches, and then I realized that this thread was coming unraveled. Ugh, horrible. You know, huge amounts of work, all the chain links, all these little bits and pieces, and I had to literally go back over every square inch of this quilt and make sure that all of the ends were tacked down because it was getting shipped off to Canada. The last thing I wanted was this woman opening this Christmas gift and the whole thing coming unraveled, you know. So I ended up running late on it. I managed to get it to UPS in time. UPS told me it would be there the Tuesday before Christmas, and it didn't make it. It got there because of, you know, customs or whatever. It didn't make it before Christmas, and she had... This was this like big Christmas gift we'd been working on for months as a surprise for her husband, and it got there the day after Christmas, and they left it on her doorstep. Oh God, it was like heart-wrenching. She wasn't upset, thank God, but it was horrible. I'll never use that thread again. I don't even remember the name of the brand, but that was pretty much what sealed the deal with Isacord for me. And unless I'm working on something that specifically requires a cotton thread, if you ever see me sewing, I am sewing with Isacord. I will often use, they have like a silver color, which I'll put down below too, that I use as basically my neutral thread. If you watched any of my mask making videos, you've probably seen it. I use it quite a lot. I prefer, you know, a color like a silver gray as my neutral as opposed to like a black or a white that I do think they stand out a lot more than you realize. So anyways, there was one other company that I ordered from on Amazon because United Thread didn't have the one green that I definitely needed, and they had no name. Their spools were closer to $15, which is still a pretty fair price, and I would tell you who they are, but honestly they're just listed as brand Isacord. The return packaging is just some dude in California. So I guess it's just some guy that's selling it. But the one thing I love about United Thread is you can type in the color you want, and then they're going to give you a whole spectrum of colors. So every spool of thread, you're going to see like the options for another, you know, 10 or so colors in that range. And they're all listed in numerical order, which I love because, you know, I've been ordering them for years, so I often rely on this little tag on the top that has the number, so I know I'm getting the exact same color, you know, that I've used so many times before. You know, and I've talked about like my favorite fabric line and everything, and how much I use that in so much, so I know that these colors are going to match perfectly. I don't even have to think about it because I've used them with these fabrics before. So, the Owl Quilt, coming along incredible. Realize, totally running out of threads. So a lot of what we've got in this box here is blues and greens to go with this, the Owl Quilt, that's showcasing the new Gala line of fabric from Windham Fabrics. So I was really excited to get a sneak peek at that and get to work with it, and even more excited that it gave me an excuse to order like $100 in thread. So here we go, let's open this puppy up. So the first one I got from the no-name seller is this beautiful, it's like a sage green. It's color number 0453. I've used this quite a lot. I like to use this like in companion with a darker green. I have not ordered this one before. I've ordered some colors that are just a step away from it, and I really liked the richness of this color. In the photo, it's 5866. It's a really nice, like, foresty, woodsy green, you know, with, it's got some blues in it too, which I think will be really, these I think will do really, really well, with the Gala and the Owl, especially this is going to help make that background fabric really pop. So these two were like the ones I had to have. The other green that I ordered is one that I use constantly. I've been using this green for over 10 years, especially if I'm doing anything Christmassy. This is the one I like. Grassy green, you know. It's 5933. You know, it's just a great all-around standard green. The other one I like for a great just all-around standard red is 1912. I tend to like the richer reds, the deeper reds. I don't like the orangier, brighter reds. I want something that's going to fall more into the crimson range. Definitely crimson, and I love that. Okay, so the next thing I had to have that I really didn't have a lot of was blues and browns, because Gala has so many great blue and brown tones in it. And I did try for something, a new brown that I haven't used before. I wanted something a little bit darker. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's almost black. It's so dark, but it's cool, you know, because you look at it and you're like, it's black, and you're like, oh no, it's more exciting than that. It's brown. This one is 1366. Beautiful. I love it. Really chocolatey and rich. Woo, it's like dark chocolate. That's what I would call it. Someone should just hire me to name things, I think. Oh, and this one is, oh, this is great. This is a nice rich brown too. 1346. So these are 6646. Hopefully you can see, you know, this one's, but this is the best thing about Isacord. I mean, look at the range of colors, and there's probably one or two more browns that they offer that fall in here too. You know, a lot of these companies, you basically get a dark brown, a light brown, and maybe a medium brown. You know, with Isacord, you've got like 10 different browns, maybe more to choose from. I really like these. These are great. I tend to buy lighter colored browns, and when I get them, I'm like, I wish they were darker. So I think I did really good on these ones. Let's see, and on to the blues. These were some new ones too. The last blue that I ordered came out kind of a little bit closer to purple. I just kind of ordered on a whim. I wanted something navy, and I didn't pay a lot of attention. And when it got here, it's still a nice navy, but it's definitely a little, to my eye, a step too close to purple. So I wanted to go ahead and get another just like great basic navy. And this is color number 3323. Beautiful, gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, can't go wrong with that. That is so nice. And then I wanted a really nice, just strong royal blue. So this is, oh, my favorite number, 3333. That's easy to remember. Great, beautiful, nice, strong royal blue. And last but not least, I had to get some white. I wanted to get, not, I didn't want white. Well, is this white? I can't tell. It's 1010. This might actually be white. I have one that is, it's a slightly creamier white color, so it's just a step off of this that I also really, really love. And hang on one second, I'll grab. Okay, so this is my white. This is my creamier white. It has just a little bit more yellow hint to it, and it is 0660. These definitely are my two go-tos for anything in the white and creamy range. And then this one, one of my all-time favorite Isacord colors, 0731, is like the world's best gold. I think this one is called Applesauce, which I love. They have another one called Corn Silk, which is really nice. And they're fairly similar in color, but Applesauce is just on the money for anything you want. You know, and it looks kind of like a pale gold, but when it's in the quilt, it really pops. You know, when sometimes I want to be drawn to these like really bright, deep gold colors, and then when they get in the quilt, they end up looking kind of brassy and yellow, and I don't like that. So anyways, this, I don't even, if I'm having gold in a quilt, I'm not even going to blink. I'm not going to look at other colors. It's Applesauce all the way for me. So as you can see, I am very, very happy. Look at all, you know, just these beautiful rich colors. And let's see how many spools I got. In this order, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, times $11.19. And I got all of this. Look at all this, you know, for just over $100. That's freaking great. So if you want to have someone in your family who loves you and cares about you and is looking for some cool, inexpensive Christmas gifts, you know, they could go, like your kid who doesn't have any money, be like, go order mommy some 3 spools of Isacord. That's a nice chunky Christmas gift your kid can get you for, you know, less than $35. That's a win. You know, great stocking stuffers, even the small ones, you know, these are great stocking stuffers too. Isacord also offers a lot of cool, like, little starter packs, which I'll see if I can't find some on Amazon. I'll put them down here too. But, you know, they'll have, like, a couple different colors for you to get used to. If that's the one thing, though, is I can say, see if you have a local quilt shop or a fabric shop nearby that sells Isacord, because if you can go in there and see those colors face to face, you're going to be blown away. And that's a great way to see them in person and get a feel for it. A lot of these companies will offer, or at least they used to, what's called a thread card. And it's like a little color card that you can look, you know, and see the number compared to the color. Mind you, it's a printed color. It's never gonna be exactly the same as the thread itself. Back in the day, they would give cards with actual samples of threads to quilt shop owners. That was cool because you could really see the thread. But, you know, it's not cost effective to send those out to anyone who wants them. So you don't really see those as much anymore. But anyways, I can't say enough good things about Isacord. I really, really love them. They will, you know, when I think about, you know, quilting more full time, which is something I'm really excited about because as of today, I'm officially 1 week doing daycare part-time. So that means on Mondays and Wednesdays from here on out, it's all sewing. You know, I'm going to try to hopefully make Wednesday like my regular YouTube work day so I can get more videos out to you guys. And I'm just really excited to have this time. I feel so relaxed. I have so much energy and I'm just busting with creativity. So now I've got some days where I can finally start working on that. So it's a very exciting transition for me right now. When Cadence was a baby, before she was diagnosed with autism, I used to sew full-time. And then life happens, mom life happens. But, you know, she's a senior in high school now. Things are coming full circle, and I'm really excited to get back to having more time for, you know, what I'm passionate about. So anyways, thank you guys so much for, you know, tagging along with me. And I hope you definitely consider, you know, checking out some Isacord thread. You won't be disappointed. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. You need suggestions for colors and whatnot? Absolutely, because as you can see back behind me, I've got quite a collection. All that is Isacord. So if you're like, hey, Mary, I'm working on, you know, something with a tiger and I need like a really, really good orange, or I'm making a quilt of a redhead, you know, something like that, absolutely post it below and, you know, I can give you my best bet and send you in a good direction with some color numbers for you to check out for your project. So thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. I hope you're doing wonderfully. I gotta bang out these 2 art quilts. I'm gonna try to squeeze in a video on how to make Christmas stockings and baby bibs before Christmas. Cross your fingers, say a prayer for me. They're very easy to make. I just gotta get the video done. That's the tricky part. Making it's easy, filming it's not. So anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Beautiful weather here in Virginia. And thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.